What is up, Hoop Crew? It is your boy Benji, and we are back balling. I got my guy with me.
Do rag Ron back in the building. Yeah, drop the top off as y'all seen, but back balling.
Bad balling, back balling. Okay. So this is another episode of the Hoop Cast. We gotta get straight to it, man. NBA playoffs have been they've been, a lot of toss and turn, ups and downs, upsets
Hmm.
already have begun. And one of the biggest upsets, a lot of people's potential favorites, the Los Angeles Lakers have been eliminated from the playoff contention this year. And a lot of people, either are going to make excuses for the Lakers and LeBron James. A lot of people are going to say this taints his legacy. What do you think, Ron?
I think LeBron is still LeBron, bro. At the end of the day, he's 14-1, first round losses with injuries this year. 80 playing a quarter of the season, 72 games. I mean, honestly, I didn't foresee them losing the first round, but I mean, shoot, I underestimated like a lot of people within the world, the Phoenix Suns. Um, they gave him a run for their money, but as far as tainting his legacy, no. Michael Jordan, who arguably a lot of people's GOAT, greatest of all time, had a couple first round losses during his beginning of his career. I mean, people don't really talk about that. They kind of just sweep it under the rug. But I mean, shoot, they don't say Michael Jordan less of a player because he lost of the first round, in the series he had. But you should do the same thing with LeBron. It just seems to me, man. Let me know if I'm wrong, Benji. LeBron's one of the most hated athletes when it comes to, in the world, personally to me. And what I'm saying, I'm a LeBron fan, but it just seems like he can do no right. You hear people say he can do no wrong, he just does no right. But yeah, man, the fact that people are questioning this man's greatness over the first round, it's blasphemous, what I'm saying, in the words of Stephen A. Smith. What you think about it, man?
Yeah, I think honestly, end of the day, everybody wants to be the saying, everybody wants to be a lion until it's time to get killed. I mean,
Mm,
being the king, being held at that pedestal as the GOAT or anything like that, it comes with high expectations. And I think in the age of social media, now there's a ridiculous amount of expectations on LeBron James. So it's either win it all or bust,
mm,
for his championship or bust, it seems like. So he if he doesn't win it all, he's looked at as a failure. But like you said, oh wow, man, trust hero. But like you said, it's almost as if because of that, it's people are going to quickly point to the fact that he has lost, but it's swept under the rug that Michael Jordan, who's arguably the GOAT currently, um, lost a few series in the first round. So there becomes the argument is be undefeated in the finals where it matters the most, or take the early exit. LeBron James hasn't taken too many early exits. I believe this may have been his first. Or go at they nitpick his finals record. So when you get all the way, lose or etc. So I think that's the next argument a lot of people go about is go 6-0 in the finals or go however many, LeBron is gone, whatever his record is looking like.
for sure, bro. I think I just want to add one thing also. LeBron got his first loss in the final, excuse me, the first round at the age of 36.
Right.
Now, granted, I mean, there's no excuse to a degree. There is no excuse. But I mean, now Grant Michael Jordan is up there. I know his expectations, so don't kill me too bad in the comments. But Michael
Uh,
Jordan did lose those first rounds within the playoffs, kind of earlier, like when he's early 20s. Now, granted, Michael Jordan did not have an Anthony Davis.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? To a degree, it was just him by himself. As I said, like not to test anything about his greatness or anything, but LeBron at that age, though he had what Elgauskas, JJ Hickson, Boobie Gibson, his team was to be honest, no better.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, like I said, not to discredit Michael Jordan's greatness, but I mean, I feel like age and injuries played a factor in that. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree there. I know one of the debates that they were talking about on ESPN was I think at one point in time LeBron James was looked at as the demigod, man. Like, if you're on 2K, you create your player with all the attributes and you can literally control how your season goes. I know a lot of y'all checking in the comments. I know a lot of y'all played my career, and if you lost the game, you cut your system off and then try to replay the game, act like it never happened, so you can try to win as many games as possible and have the best
Expose them.
stats that you can have. I feel like LeBron James had that kind of chokehold on the league where it just felt like he just couldn't do no wrong. He had an unsurmountable weight on the rest of the league where end of the day, it was either if you can't beat him, you got to join him because you already knew every year you were going to have to run through LeBron James, no matter what. But the point was made that maybe because he is, 36, all those seasons starting to weigh down on him, it takes too much out of him to try to, when he played against the Warriors, or in Boston, where he was dropping these almost 50-point game, triple doubles every night and carrying these teams to wins. That's not something that maybe he can do anymore. You know what I'm saying? 25, 8-8. That might be where he got to be, man. So if he can't carry these lesser players, no disrespect to anybody, but he can't carry these guys that's averaging 4 or 5 points a game to a championship while he averages almost 50 points. Now he's going to need a little bit more balanced approach. So maybe that's, moving forward, what they're going to have to take a look at.
I agree, bro. Like you said, man. I mean, granted, LeBron is getting older. No excuse. He had, like you said, he had the game on the chokehold, athlete of the decade. But I mean, if you used to having a 27 and 12 rebound player as an Anthony Davis beside your side, you really ain't got to go too crazy. But then, I mean, once they went down, it seemed like LeBron, to a degree, tried to up his production. Everyone else stayed at the 4 or 5 points a game. So it's like, he ain't 23, 24, 25. He number 6 Miami Heat LeBron no more. So it's, man, what can the brother do? And I feel like LeBron, I've been watching him for a while. It seemed like he kind of lost a little step of athleticism. His IQ and the way he approaches the game isn't different. It's definitely an attack mindset. He's definitely, to me, a lot smarter of a player, the way he manages and the way he approaches it. But I mean, him relying on jumpers, not being as aggressive going to the hole, and you just will, attack mentality, man, he gonna need some help. So, I mean, we didn't see this coming, but I could kind of see, hey, like they could lose. And like I said, I give props to the Suns organization, man. Devin Booker was crazy. CP3 was hurt. He definitely came back from that stinger. But man, they got some soul searching to do within that Lakers organization. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, these guys averaging 3, 4, 5 points, I think that's gonna cut it anymore. He's gonna need a couple of guys that's gonna come in as studs. And that may change his dynamic of the team. LeBron James is a guy, he has the ball in his hands a lot. He's gonna play your point guard. He's gonna play your shooting guard. He's gonna be small forward. He's gonna, post up. He's gonna be, he's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot of the time. Maybe at this point, LeBron James is also shooting a lot more 3-point jump shots. He ain't taking it to the rim as much. At this point, LeBron James may have to start playing a little bit more off the ball. And, he may have to rely on some of these other guys, maybe some younger guys, to do a little bit more damage for him. Because, like I said, I think for anybody, it's tough to sustain. Like I said, going 40-plus games, day in, day out, playing almost 40, 42 minutes a game. And, even though LeBron James takes great care of himself, that's tough to do, man, day in, day out, and carry these teams to wins. So, yeah, definitely. Even Magic Johnson made a tweet about how the Lakers organization is going to have to make some adjustments going forwards.
For sure.